Good night, peeps. Good night, world. Whichever part of the world you are, welcome. And when it comes on to truths, rights, purity, sanity, this is the channel you get it. Right here and now. Saturday, the 7th of December 2024. We observed and we have seen and learned so many things happening right around the world. Yes, so many atrocities, even right here in Jamaica, our own backyard. So many things happening. We heard about the 4-year-old that got end up losing his life in a road accident. We heard about the police officer had lost his life during a robbery early this morning in Beechwood Avenue. There are so many things coming across, so many things in the news. So what do we say? We listened to international news. We heard what the new president of the United States is going on with. Even the app that I am on, TikTok, is in danger of being banned in the United States, as lots of us were seeing it coming, that the 19th is the given date for it to be banned. When I was telling certain people about that, they did not see it coming, but I were following the news. And it's so ironical that it will happen one day before Donald Trump sworn into office, so that he will be sworn in, I think, the 20th, and TikTok will be banned, as far as we heard it coming across, on the 19th, right? in the United States, get it clear. But we knew that it was objected first by the first Trump administration, and in Trump using TikTok and to become such a big celebrity, TikTok may have another life after he's sworn in with you know how them laws and the rules go, and Trump may have a change of heart, and probably a little light may shine that TikTok may still be in America. Let's keep our fingers crossed for that. But that's not the essence of the story tonight. The essence of the story is from a biblical perspective. And I want to bring across a story to you that you wouldn't find it in the King James Version of your Bible, right? Not saying it is not a good story. It is so much of an edifying story that I do believe those who that leave it out of the King James Version of the Bible do not want that level of knowledge to expose, so they make sure to take that out of the King James Version. Remember, I am coming from the Deuteronicals Apocrypha, right? Yes, so it has 17 books that the King James Version do not have. But let me tell you the topic of tonight's live, the debate of the bodyguard before the emperor, right? The debate of the bodyguard. It comes from the first book of Ezra. It's an extended book of the book of Ezra that is in the King James Version. Yes, yes, that is in the King James Version, the book of Ezra. Yeah. So it's an intriguing story, and I'm going to start. I started to read the story to let you get a full understanding of what this is all about. Here we go. The Emperor Darius gave a great banquet for all those under him, all the members of his family and his staff, all the leading officials of Persia and Media, all the chief officers, administrators, and the governor of the 127 provinces stretching from India to Ethiopia. When everyone had enough to eat and drink, they left. Darius went to bed. He felt asleep, but soon awake. Right? Now, when we look, I was just telling a friend of mine a while ago that I learned to study the Bible doing security work. Yes? When no one else is around, clients gone, everybody gone, it was just me and my Bible. And I fell in love with Bible stories from them long time there when I was a security guard. Right? Now this story is about 3 security guards that they were asked to write essays or now compositions. I don't know what they call them now in modern days. To write a story about what they think is the greatest thing on earth. Right? Yeah. A contest is proposed. Then the 3 young men who had served Emperor Darius as his personal bodyguard said to one another, "Let each one of us name one thing that he considers the strongest thing in the world. The emperor will decide who give the wisest answer to his question and will give magnificent gifts and prize to the winner. He will wear royal robes, drink from a gold cup, and sleep in a gold bed. He will have a chariot with gold stud bridles, wear a fine linen turban, and have a gold necklace. Because of his wisdom, he will be an advisor to the emperor and will be given the title relative of the emperor. All of those accolades will be showering down on the one who wrote about and with the deepest wisdom of the strongest thing on earth. Then each of them wrote down the best answer he could think of, sealed it, and put it under the emperor's pillow. Right? They said to one another, when the emperor wakes up, the statement will be given to him. He and the 3 leading officials of Persia will decide who gave the wisest answer. The winner will be given the prize on the basis of what he has written. The first wrote, "There is nothing stronger than wine." And why did he say that? All right, we will learn later. The second one wrote, "There is nothing stronger than the emperor." And why did he say that? We will learn later. And the third wrote, "There is nothing stronger than a woman. But truth conquers them all. Right? Truth conquers them all. Right? In the meantime, I just want screen. I just want you to share the live. If you want this knowledge, it is here for you tonight. This is not about TJ and Maya. No, this live is not about TJ and Maya. This live is not about Shensia and Spice, Derek and Macadamon. No, no, I don't have those lives. Right? I see the need of people being educated. Right? I'm just using the little that I have to pass on the gift that God has given to me, to you all. Thank you for your support as we go along. There must be other gifts apart from money, sex, and car. Wisdom is also too can be given and must be accepted also as gift. Right? All right. So, all right. So here we go. The bodyguard who had written about the strength of wine spoke first. Gentlemen, he began, wine is clearly the strongest thing in the world. It confuses the mind of everyone who drinks it. Somebody write lie if I lie that. Somebody comment lie if I lie that. Look on somebody who drink the Hennessy's, and when the Bible says wine, all of these are involved, right? So, and look at how when they drank it and say, oh, them believe them is the most powerfulest person on earth, right? So this guy we're seeing, right? So he said, let me read again. The bodyguard who written about the strength of wine spoke first. He said, gentlemen, he began, wine is clearly the strongest thing in the world. It confuses the mind of everyone who drinks it. It has exactly the same effect on everyone, right? Tell me if I tell a lie. Not a lie being told, right? King or orphan, slave or free, rich or poor, anybody drinking it on the eye, right? Right? Tell me the lie, where am I tell? Right? It makes every thought happy. It makes every thought happy. Tell me the lie, I tell, right? And carefree. Tell me the lie, I tell. Not a lie being told, right? And makes one forget every sorrows and responsibility. Tell me the lie, where I tell you, not tell a lie. No, not at all. It makes everyone feel rich, right? That when him drunk out of his mind, right? And when him poor, him say him rich, right? Right? Tell me the lie. When men drink wine, they forget who their friends and neighbors are, and then they are soon drawing their swords to fight them. No, tell me the lie. We never see that. Now remember, the two of them did their talk about cricket, about Brian Lara until they catch a fight. They call them drunk, right? So tell me the lie when I tell them. Then when they're sobered up, they don't remember what they have done. Me did I fight last night? No. That's the wine, right? Intoxicated. Gentlemen, he concluded, if wine makes men act in this way, it certainly must be the strongest thing in the world. Good point, my brother. But guess what? You still have two more opponents to surpass with your wine story. You said that wine is the strongest. What did the second one say? Let's listen. The bodyguard who had written about the strength of the emperor spoke next. What did he say about the emperor? He said, "Gentlemen," he began, "nothing in the world is stronger than men, since they rule over land and sea, and in fact over everything in the world. But the emperor is the strongest of them all. He is their lord and master, and men obey him, no matter what he commands. If he tells them to make war on one another, they do it." I lie that? Tell me the lie where them a tell. Right? They not tell a lie. Right? If he sends them out against the enemies, they go. Even if they have to break down mountains, walls, or towers, they may killed or be killed, but they never disobey the emperor orders. Wow. Now the second one, this, they never disobey the emperor's order. If they are victorious, they bring him all their loot and everything else they have taken in battle. Farmers do not go out to war, but even they bring to the emperor a part of everything that they harvest, and they compel one another to pay tax to the emperor. Although the emperor is only one man, if he orders people to kill, they're killed. If he orders them to set prisoners free, they do it. If he orders them to attack, they do. If he orders destruction, they destroy. If he orders them to build, they build. If he orders crops to be destroyed or fields to be planted, it is done. That's the power of the human being, right? Right? Him not done yet, Everybody, soldiers or civilians, obeys the emperor. And when he sits down to eat or drink and then fall asleep, his servants stood guard around him without being able to go and take care of their own affairs, for they never disobey him. Gentlemen, he concludes, since people obey the emperor like this, certainly nothing in the world is stronger than the emperor. Now, I saw them go wrong, because I thought that fishing was the hardest job on earth. Because why? When I look out in the ocean, there is no rocks, no trees to hold on to. But yet the fisherman only have his flimsy boats to hold on to. So I did consider that fishing was the hardest work. Then I realized I take up teaching positiveness, which is the hardest job on earth. To teach positivity, right? To teach pussy, especially in Jamaica, right? A world that is turning to the back, right? It is very hard for me to search through the minds of the people with a positive message. Henceforth, thank you for your gift. Right? Henceforth, you haven't seen much people want to speak positive things. They gravitate and learn more about negativity. You want to become a star, right? You're going the negative way. You want to bust in the music fields. You have to sing some negative song. Yes, thank you for your gift. Me want piss in your mouth, girl. Me want to just, yes, they go the negative way. I want to look big in his community, a youth coming up, the first thing he have to do, he have to analyze somebody that Miss Matty daughter see him and afraid of him. Right? Right? Yes. Yeah. And so they are gravitating onto the negative. So when I'm out, pushing for positive things that entails love, peace, harmony, kindness, it seems so hard to surge through the dark world, right? But it can be done, right? And it shall be done, right? And it must be done. With the darkness, the light must peer through the dark world. It cannot continue like this. Negativity cannot continue to rule. Right? Right? No. Negativity cannot continue to rule around here. There must be a stoppage somewhere. So these guys, these three guards, they possess with wisdom. Thank you. Right? They are possessed with wisdom, and God at the time let they come together and putting their wisdom on displayed here. Now the final one leave, and they always said, you left the best wine for the last. And not only that, this is the best, but this one has a dual. His answer were woman and truth. If you want to agree with bodyguard number 3, then you want to full up the screen with fireballs, because bodyguard number 3 really lays it on here, and his name was Zerubbabel, right? Right? So we are going to test the wisdom, or we're going to showcase now the wisdom of Zerubbabel, right? The bodyguard who had written about women and truth, it was Zerubbabel. Zerubbabel. Zerubbabel, right? Yeah. And I can tell you, he was possessed with wisdom as a little security guard, right? He spoke last. He said, "Gentlemen," he began, "the emperor is certainly powerful. Men are numerous and wine is strong." You hear him start, him just back up the first two one time and just put them in a corner, right? With his first sentence, let's read it again. "Gentlemen," he began, "the emperor is certainly powerful. Powerful men. Powerful men are numerous and wine is strong." Remember, the first one tell you the power of wine make you we all forget all of your troubles and you feel happy and all of those things, right? So remember, we call it the power of wine and see all the good things wine can do. And then you go to the emperor and you look and you see how the emperor will make all people watch him whole night, and for him business are spoiled. That's the power of the emperor, right? If the emperor say go out, they say go kill 40 man, then go out, they go kill, are they being killed? But when the emperor say go out there, they are going from the dance, go unalive Miss Matty daughter down there. So yes, you have a go cause him have power, whether the power is in the gun, the knife, the machete, or in the spirit, but he has power, right? And that's a human being, right? The emperor certainly is powerful. Men are numerous and wine is strong, but who rules and controls them all? You know, Zerubbabel drop it on them and just tie it up same time. Who rules them all? The Almighty. It is the Almighty that gives them all the power, right? Yeah. Woman gave birth to the emperor. Wow, you see how she said him strike it. Woman The strong emperor with all of those things have to comes out of the woman. So when you see me, and you hear me say, I love pussy, these are the reasons, right, why I saw the pussy that man doesn't have. Man don't have that, right? So women are the sole owner for that life-giving whole. You don't understand me now? I hope you not understand me now. And when you don't see me a road, don't say me a madman, because you cannot fathom what I am saying, right? Your vocabulary is not opened up to these facts, right? But let me take time out to sharpen your vocab. Tonight, the 7th of December 2024. You can share the live, tell your mama, tell your papa, tell your auntie, tell your niece, tell your friend that wisdom is on the internet. Come and get some right now. All right, good. Yes, he said, women gave birth to the emperor and all the men who rule over land and sea. Women brought them into the world. How did the woman brought them into the world? Did she spit them out of her mouth? Did he blow them out of her nose? Did he drop them out of their ears? Right? Or did she push them through her rectum? So weird. Which one me not call it? Or did the child come through the queen's English or the king's English vagina, our dialect pussy? Right? Where did the child comes from? You understand? Must be a woman. Zerubbabel was so deep in his thoughts. Him is not a shallow water. He's very deep. So he goes to the depth. And he toppled the wine first, then he toppled the emperor, then he now toppled women. Right? So you think Zerubbabel would have finished there. His wisdom expanded as we go along in the story. Women brought them into the world. Women brought up the men who planted the vineyards from which wine comes. You say, well, Zerubbabel there? He gone right back now to the farmer, right? Say a man have to till the soil and plant that. But before the man can do that, he have to come out of the woman. You see how deep. So, hey, let me tell you something. On this live here tonight, I want to might hear me talk all the time. Any man will treat a woman unfairly, or anybody at all, them cannot get my love. Yeah? They cannot. Anyone that treats a woman unfairly, to my knowledge, right? I have that person on my wicked list, male or female. I have that person on my wicked list. From your unfair, you're partial, right? You are inconsiderate, right? You don't want to give the woman them props, right? For carry you 9 months into their belly, and you turn around and you push a knife or load her up with gunshots after you satisfied yourself. You take her energy, then take her life. Wanna talk to me? Right? Well, me think just like Zerubbabel. Yes, I think just like Zerubbabel. I do believe woman needs tender loving care. I do believe that. I do believe women should be honored for the burdened they bear, right? I do believe that, right? But guess what? I often take for granted being an advocate for the females. Yes, very often, and you know, I get less respect from the females advocating for them. They often they will take your credit and give it to someone else. You have it there on the P and your Q, right? To demand your credit, because they will take your credit and give it to somebody else, right? And everyone deserve to get what they deserve, right? To get, right? Yes. So that Zerubbabel said, "Woman brought up the men who plant the vineyards from which the wine comes." Right. So I'm saying, women ought to be respected. Women ought to be treated good for all of those things, for being an initiator, bringing the life into the world, right? So that men can, yes, and men, boys, and girls, can partake of the things that they brought into the world. Remember, men give it, and the woman received it. The woman, the females, are the receiver, and the men are the giver. When the male give to the female, he said, nurtured this. He said, that's the sperm. She said, he gave it to her and said, nurtured this and make another me. Right? That's what he said. That's what it meant. You may not see that script, but if you open your vocab beyond the reasons, you see the reason, right? Right? Yeah. That when you ejaculate, that life-giving blood, you're saying to the female, keep this, nurtured it, and make another me. Right? And she duly obliged and nurtured it for 9 months, some 7 months, according to, right? And that liquid becomes flesh, right? That all those happen within the female. The male can run about all over, and when she now in her delicate stage still have to be doing a lot of things. Now, woman, let me tell you something, right? Means a woman's advocate. I advocate for the females, but not many females would advocate for me. And where you think that cause some, I can't kill them. That cause some lack of knowledge. Right? So the most thing I can do is to get their knowledge up to that level of understanding. Right? You're not going to kill them, and you're not going to slander them and say that this. No, you try your very best to build them up to that levels of understanding. So in doing so, you got to be patient, right, with them, and try to be a good teacher, right? Right? Down to the clothes that they wear, right? Women make the clothes that men wear. Women bring honor to men. In fact, without women, men couldn't live. Me don't know about no other men out there, but me know about myself. I could have never lived in a world without a woman. Their voice alone is a charm to my ears, right? I could have never, right? I could have never lived in a world without women, right? In every mix, women are the blend to balance the taste, right? Right? So we are on Zerubbabel, Zerubbabel, wisdom space, That's what we're in, right? And those who have wisdom will still take the wisdom of Zerubbabel even further, like I am doing now, right? The wisdom of Zerubbabel, right? The bodyguard who said women are the strongest thing on earth. But remember, it was a double. He said woman and truth. So we not touch truth yet, from Zerubbabel, right? We still them on woman. All right, let me say, men, him not done yet. Yes, Zerubbabel. Men may accumulate silver or gold or other beautiful things, but if they see a woman with a pretty face or a good figure, they will leave it all to gape and stare, and they will desire her more than their wealth. Thank you for your gift. Thank you, Chris. Thank you. I know you're full enjoying this one, Chris. Yes, Chris. Yes, has lots of knowledge and morals in it. Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, what he said here, a man will leave his own father who brought him up and leave his own country to get married. He will forget his father, his mother, and his country to spend the rest of his life with his wife. So powerful woman is, right? Travel the highest mountain, climb the sail on the deepest sea. Come on, Chris, have you ever leave from Kingston to Montego Bay if you go look for a girl, little pumps? Have you ever? Certainly I do. Yeah, certainly I do. Certainly pumps may that's the thought of pumps. I will travel into even the cemetery if that's where I'm going to get the pumps. Yes. Remember, me are conscious of the fact that man no have pumps. So, and we are on the topic of women. Women we are on the topic of. Is only women have pumps. Men no have no pumps. Not even buy them can go. Alright, then we go buy one rubber one. Yes. Yeah. So when you hear me say a woman need depend, right? Why woman? Yes, man. Yes, indeed. I've traveled the 7 seas, sir. Yes, searching for women, right? Because of the cost of women. Oh yeah, no. Hot. Right? Yes, women will make you travel far and wide. It makes me done that but it's only the real lover. It's only the real lover of women will do these things. Because we have some men out there now only uses women but do not love the woman, right? They only use them because they don't want certain things to be said about them or to come up on them. A genuine lover, let me give you this one, a genuine lover for a woman always been sidelined. A genuine lover, someone who loves them genuinely, always being sidelined and has to bear all the consequences. I was watching a video today, and the video, the girl was saying that's why Jamaica can better, because it's uno girls out there, uno girls out there, uno girls, uno go lay down and uno give the man with a name uno crutches, and you come to the man without name. I beg a phone card. So she said, uno fi cut out them things there. Them things there, make Jamaica stand up. Or the world says so, which you're right. I just love the video. She said, no, you go out there and you know, have sex with the big name, and those are carrying the flare, and the one way really and truly, yeah, have the genuine love for you, Kenneth Sparks, right? Yes, indeed, it do happens, right? The girl of the video today, and I watched it about 3 times, right? So listen now. Men accumulate silver, gold, and other beautiful things, but if they see, we read this already. So let's go on. A man will leave his own, we read this already. He will forget his father, we read this already. So you must recognize that women are your masters, right? Don't you work and sweat and then take all that you have earned and give it to your wives. Remember, your wives is a woman. I'm talking in ancient days. I'm not talking now where man now becomes wife because of the matrix world and yes, the world we are living in today, that they can a man can go buy wife parts in the stores. A man can go buy a vagina. A man can go buy 2 breasts in the stores. Yes, we're talking about the ancient times when there was no such sales of an artificial vagina or an artificial breast, right? Yeah. A man will take his sword and go out to attack, rob, and steal, and sail the sea and rivers. He may have to face lions and travel in the dark, but when he has robbed, stolen, and plundered, he will bring the loot home to the woman he loves. Some woman get some 20 pop, some pile of money, and they don't even know where it come from, right? Because men will do all these things, use the money, see Miss Mary nice, fine, comely daughter and want her. That man will sacrifice $100,000 just to get her, without any form of sincerity, in just want to have a moment with her. Young people, I'm talking to you, right? So don't get caught up in the iPhone, right? Don't get caught up in the iPhone thing, right? And the high life thing. Don't get caught up in it. There's a price to pay for it. But how many of you I can tell that? Many of you know on the live there about me, and so what do I do? I not do it no broke man. I say that, you know. And sometimes it is much better you start with the handcart boy, more than the guy with the X5. Because the guy with the X5, you have to bow down to that guy. That you have to bow down to him. And what him says, rule. Tonight I don't want you in my X5. Sandra will be in it. The man with the handcart not telling you that, right? Not telling you that, because he's coming to you genuinely. It's not an artificial love. He has nothing to bait you up with. You see, he has nothing, no luxury, no fanciness, but he has love. So he will pick you up in the handcart and he will take you to the market in the handcart. But you're full of pride. You don't want a handcart boy to take you to the market. You want an X5 to carry to park you at the market gate, in the supermarket gate. You want the most fancy of things. So that's why you end up sometimes with the wickedest man on earth in their fancy towers, right? Oh, yeah, no, want it. Me don't want you to cuss me tonight. Yeah, but me can do better. Me tell you, say, me will charge up me deliver the messenger. You well charge up to deliver it because we want people to understand. I don't want to take it out too long. So let me continue. What some of the things man would have done. A man loves his wife more than his parents. Some men are driven out of their minds on account of a woman, and others become slaves for the sake of a woman. Yeah? Yeah? Others have been put to death, have ruined their lives, or have committed crimes because of a woman. Many I knew. I can, the amount of cases that you say woman takes man life. I remember the mechanic guy and the lady there that they found over on the Dyke Road there, right? No, them prefer sacrifice them freedom, unalive the woman now and they behind bars, right? And they look at the one that they cannot find, the influencer, right? And all of these social media influencer that has gone missing is because they like high life, and look and see who takes them out. Somebody that looks like they are high but they are low in mind. And I was telling somebody tonight about the turn around spirit, the upside down spirit. They look like but are not. So you have to watch out for those with the turn around spirit. They only look good but far from being good, right? So you will see somebody in your X5 and you judge him and that nature pure. Say Benz an X5, him drive a good man. You are totally wrong. You are so wrong. And you see the little man with the little pro box, right? You don't want pro box because of high life. You don't want a man who drive a pro box, right? You want a man that drive one of the most expensivest car, live in the most expensivest house. That's where you're setting your sights and not thinking of growing from down here to up there, right? Oh, come on, what did Zerubbabel said? A man loves his wife more than his parents. Some men are driven out of their minds on account of a woman, and others become slaves for the sake of a woman. Others have been put to death, have ruined their lives, or have committed crimes because of a woman. So now, do you believe me? The emperor's power is certainly great. No nation has the courage to attack him. But once I saw him with Ampane, the concubine, the daughter of the famous Barticus, while sitting on the emperor's right. She took his crown off his head, put it on her own, and then slapped his face with her left hand. That is the power of a woman, Yeah. Amongst a friend, but being as you know, you want some of the kushukasha, yes, the kushukasha that she has, right? Yeah, she will slap you in the face. What did he do? While sitting at the emperor's right, she took his crown off his head, put it on her own, and then slapped his face with her left hand. All the emperor did was look at her with his mouth open. You really do that? Because what? Either he values the woman and the woman don't value him, right? So he's showing so much value to the woman that he never turn him and give her one elbow in her mouth because he values the woman, but the woman did not value him. That's the power, right? 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 So what he did, all the emperor did was look at her with his mouth open. Whenever she smiles at him, he smiles back. And when he gets angry with him, he flatters her and tease her until she is in a good mood. Again, that's women. I knew women to those points because I studied them. And that's why when they come around, I just knew what they're up to. Because I studied their psyche, right? So it's hard for me and you to have any problem. But if you're not a studier, if you don't try to know women, right, you are going to find yourself in problem every single day with women, right? You have to first find out their speed limit, right? How they function, right? Those are some of the things you look for in a woman. But men today don't look for that. All them want, you're fat in your tights, right? Your shape good, right? And that is the reason why we have so much artificial women out there, because men only look for outer appearance. They not try to get into the vocab. I do a video that gets certain amount of respect. The one that I said, interview before intercourse, because it's only interview can tell the level of your intelligence, right? So it is not intercourse, then interview, right? Is interview, then intercourse, interview before intercourse, right? Right? The bed before you open, the head before you go in the bed. The head before you open the leg, right? Yes. Yes, that's how it goes. Same way so. Go no other way but so. Right? A one that have sex, intercourse first, then asks, where you did name again is a fool. Where you work again. All these must know before sexual favors passed. You must know everything about the individual. Why I'm saying this? Because I studied women. And a lot of them would say, no, you can't study me. But little did you know that I know much more than I make you know. Right? Yeah, right? She took his crown off his head, put it on her own head, then slapped his face with her left hand. And that is not literal. It can happen in many other ways. They can insult you, like I go to buy a cash number the other day. And when I go and call for the number, I ask, this number plate, and she shout at me. And I just put back my money in my pocket and don't buy none. Yes. Right? I just don't buy just don't spend my money with her, because first thing she should have done, she should have tried to catch me first instead of try to run me first. So they're right there, and then you drop your compass and her intellect, and you see that no, I trouble that, so you walk away. As easy as that. Yes, yes. Yeah. All the emperor did was look at her with his mouth open. Whenever time she smiles at him, he smiles back. And when she gets angry with him, he flatters her and teases her until she is in a good mood again. Gentlemen, Zerubbabel said, if women can do all that, surely there can be nothing stronger in the world. The emperor and his official just looked at one another in amazement. Where did this man get his knowledge from? Where on earth did Zerubbabel get all this knowledge from? Wow. And well, all Zerubbabel do is connect with nature. Nature is feeding him with all this knowledge. as they would ask me today, Taichikos, where you know them things are from? Where you get? Because I'm connected to nature, trying to be obedient to nature. Nature said I must love my neighbors. I love my neighbors. Nature said I must not be unkind. I must be kind and gently. I follow nature's order, right? And that's why nature feeds me with their secrets. With the secrets of the woman, the secrets of powerful men who thought that I don't know their carry on, but I know because nature feeds me with their information. Nature send me their fires. Yes. Yes. And you can only get those fires, right, if you are in tune with nature. Right? Now, Zerubbabel started his second pronouncement of his two-part question. The other part, woman is powerful, but he had found something more powerful than woman. And guess what is that? I'm gonna tell you. Zerubbabel began speaking about truth. Truth. Right? Yes, gentlemen, he said, women are strong, but think of how big the earth is, how high the sky is. Think how fast the sun moves as it rapidly circles the whole sky in a single day. If the sun can do this, it is certainly great. But truth is greater and stronger than all of these things. You see how smart Zerubbabel is, and him I could tell you, right? Everyone on earth honors truth. Heaven praises it. All creation trembles in the away before it. Is referring to truth. There is not the slightest injustice in truth. Right? Now, Zerubbabel a kill. Where am I kill from now? Him a kill from the wine. Him a kill the emperor. And him a kill the strength of a woman. You know, with what I use? Truth. Right? Truth him I use. Right? There is not the slightest injustice in truth. You will find influence in wine, the emperor, woman, all human beings in all they do, and in everything else. There is no truth in them. You see how the man powerful, man. Me tell you say, anyway me say wisdom, or the slightest resemblance of wisdom, yes, I will gravitate to it. Then me test it and say how deep you can go in wisdom. And if I found out that it is your wisdom is shallow, I do my best to expand it. And if I still see you can't take it, then probably I'll just leave you alone. Right? 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 There is no truth in them. They are unjust and they will perish. But truth endures and is always strong. Truth never considered to be weak. It's the strongest tower you can ever find. Truth. Right? That's why I love truth. Right? If I lie weaken me, lie, I must confess, I was a notorious liar, and lying was sending me to my grave. Lying was going to send me to prison, and God saved me because I confessed my lie and saved 90 odd people from losing their work. Because my lie alone did not make 90 odd people, 96 people out of a job. And I swallow my pride and I speak what I have done, right? and truth sets me free. Me don't know about you. Me know about me. Truth sets me free. Right? Yes. Eh? But truth endures and is always strong. It will continue to live and reign forever. Truth shows no partiality or favoritism. I want you to all to remember that, underline that. Truth shows no partiality or favorism. Right? Truth don't do that. Right? It does what is right. Truth never do anything wrong. Right? Rather than what is unjust or evil. Right? Everyone approves what truth does. Its decisions are always fair. Truth is strong, royal, powerful, and majestic forever. Let all things praise the God of truth. Wow. Wow. Let all things. So you see the two that the Jerubbaal chose, woman and truth. So we speak the truth of woman. Now, what really happened there after Zerubbabel do all of these things? Let's find out the response from the authorities. Right? When Zerubbabel had finished speaking, all the people shout, "Truth is great. There is nothing stronger than truth." Then the emperor said to him, "You may ask anything you want, even more than what was agreed, and I will give it to you. You will be my advisor, and you will be granted the title relative of the emperor." You see what truth has done? And elevates him to the top. You see, he speaks the truth about the power of woman, and he's a male, right? And it elevates him to the top. Yes, it lifts him to the top. That's truth, right? That's truth without right? Truth doesn't carry partiality. Anybody you say have anybody you say partial don't have truth in them. Don't have truth in them. Because partiality is a terrible thing, you know. Right? Partiality is a terrible thing. Right? When you are partial. When you are partial, you are unfair. Very much. Because you're not speaking the truth of the situation, or you are not standing for the truth of the situation. You are just taking a side, probably to your favorite, the man may better looking, more handsome, or the girl there more handsome, more beautiful, and you taking sides over there. That's wrong. Right? That's wrong. Right? So then the emperor said to him, "You may ask." We said that already. Zerubbabel replied, "Your Majesty, permit me to remind you of the solemn vow you took on the day you became emperor. You promised to rebuild Jerusalem and to send back all the treasures that had been taken from the city. Remember that when Cyrus made a vow to destroy Babylon, he set these things aside and solemnly promised to send them back to Jerusalem. You also promised to rebuild the temple which the Edomites burnt down when the Babylonians devastated the land of Judah. So, Your Majesty, because you are a man of generosity, I beg to fulfill the solemn promise you made to the King of Heaven." Then Emperor Darius stood, kissed Zerubbabel, and wrote letters for him to all the treasurers, governors, and administrators in the province, ordering them to provide safe conduct for him and all those going with him to rebuild Jerusalem. He also wrote letters to all the governors in Greater Syria and Phoenicia with a special instruction to those in Lebanon to transport a cedar logs of Jerusalem to Jerusalem and help Zerubbabel build the city. The emperor also provided letters for all the Jews who wished to return to Jerusalem. These letters guaranteed their freedom and ordered all governors, treasurers, and other administrators not to interfere with them in any way. Although the land that they acquired was to be exempt from taxation, but the Edomites were to surrender the villages they had taken from the Jews. Each year 1,500 pounds of silver would be given for the construction of the temple until it was finished. In addition, 750 pounds of silver would be given each year to provide for the 17th burnt offerings to be offered in the temple each day. All the Jews who left Babylonia to build the city of Jerusalem would be granted their freedom together with their children and their priests. The emperor orders gave a specific instruction as follows: the priest must be supported through robes for the temple services and be provided. The Levites must be supported until the temple and Jerusalem are completely rebuilt, and land and wages must be provided for all the guards of the city. He also reaffirmed Cyrus' instruction that all the small utensils and the temple treasures that Cyrus had set aside should be returned to Jerusalem. Then the young man, Zerubbabel, left the council chamber, turned towards Jerusalem, looked up to heaven, and praised the King of heaven. Lord, all praises belongs to you. You are the source of all victory and wisdom. And I thank you, O Lord, for our ancestors for giving wisdom to me, your servant. Zerubbabel took the emperor letters and went to Babylonia, where he told the other Jews everything that had happened. They praised the God of their ancestors because he had made it possible for them to go and rebuild Jerusalem and the temple which bears its name. For 7 days they held a joyful celebration accompanied by music. Fascinating story. Who is this? Out of Pusey Hill, fearing come Reginat. Who know me so far? Which Doreen Thompson? Could you remind me of whom you are? Probably Prattville School is the school you have gone to, like myself here. Yes. Doreen Thompson. Bless up yourself wherever you are, okay? I hope you follow me, right? Oh, Lizzie daughter. Oh, Lizzie daughter. Okay. Yes. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yes, Doreen Thompson. Certainly, I would know you, Doreen, because I left Pusey a long time ago. But sure, I'm quite sure you'll be seeing me before 2024. And if you are still at Pusey Hill, right? Yes. What fascinating story this is, right? What fascinating story. It goes to show that choice is our problem, right? I know quite a few young people would appreciate this lesson tonight. If you have a fair mind, you would have appreciate this lesson, because what you would have found in me, I am definitely an advocate for truth, right? I'm an advocate, and for someone to speak in these undeniable truth about women as a male, I have to join him, right? Or her, right? Yes, I certainly has to love what they wrote, and I love it so till I am now teaching it. I want it to go on a wider scale, that people can be more knowledgeable to these things, right? It's not talk, I love to talk, right? But I just love to see, I just love, you see, like how me say them are catch after money and material things, and some like, you see, people are catch after knowledge, right? Because at the end of the day, if you ever have money and not have no knowledge, mighty God, you use the money where you have by pure weapon of destruction, right? Because you don't have no knowledge. So the first thing is knowledge over money, right? Yes, knowledge over money is not money over knowledge. It's knowledge over money. Because you will have the money and you use it to pure foolishness. You use it work witchcraft. You use it by gun, right? Right? You use it. You use it for pay people, for analyze other people when you don't have no wisdom. Because how we know you don't have no wisdom? Because when you don't respect life, you don't have no wisdom. For you're not a respecter of life, you have no wisdom in my book. And I can tell you, Satai, because the pum man telling you that, you know. No matter how me say you know a guan, and for me say you know lack of wisdom, ratings drop, you know. You could have pretty like dollar kind. And for me say your wisdom a warp, and you're not willing to grasp wisdom. I'm not rate you. But when we see I catch after it, so I'll shower it on you. I will shower it on you. Okay? I hope you all learned something. It's 10:16, and tonight is the 7th of December 2025. I trust you all learned something, and I'm advising you, what you learn, don't keep it, find somebody to teach it to. Even one thing that you learn, pass on the knowledge, what you have learned. Don't be selfish, right? If you say a Gaza man, come tell him. You say a Gully man, come tell him. You say a PMP, come tell him. You say a Labour, come tell him. You say a Batty man, tell him. If you say a straight man, tell him. Don't be partial with knowledge. Because at the end of the day, the more fools in the world is the more dangerous the world is to live. Right? But the more wisdom is the lesser bizarre incidents we have on earth. You can look back for me, right? The pussy man said so long for tonight. Thank you all.